I have nothing like my mom now. I'm like, okay, yes, I was just like my mom.
Ever looked at a celebrity kid and found yourself thinking, wait, what happened? Some children grow up to be uncanny replicas of their famous parents, almost as if they were cloned. Others, let's just say their transformation, takes a direction no one could have predicted. Today, we're diving into some of the most jaw-dropping glow-ups of celebrity children, complete with an inside scoop on Chelsea Clinton's daughter, a transformation so surprising that it's got everyone talking. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Stick around, because the before and after comparisons we're about to reveal will leave you stunned. And as for Chelsea Clinton's daughter, well, hers just might be the most unexpected of them all. You've probably heard the old saying, talent skips a generation. But in Hollywood, that's not always the case. Sometimes, talent doesn't just skip, it boomerangs back stronger than ever, hitting every branch of the family tree on its way. These are the moments when you look at a celebrity's child and feel like you're staring at a living snapshot of their famous parent at the exact same age. Other times, the resemblance is nowhere to be found, yet the intrigue is just as strong. Either way, it's impossible to look away. In this video, the comparisons you're about to see will not only surprise you, they might even leave you in disbelief. Coming in at number 15, Meryl Streep and her daughter, Mamie Gummer. At the age of 35, Meryl Streep had already reached heights most actors only dream of in a lifetime. By then, she had delivered her unforgettable career-defining performance in Sophie's Choice, a role so powerful it became a benchmark in cinematic history. Not far behind was Kramer vs. Kramer, another performance that cemented her status as a Hollywood legend. Meryl wasn't just a star of her era. She was a trailblazer, one of the few actresses who could break the mold and still captivate audiences effortlessly. Stunning in her mid-30s and at the peak of her craft, she had already secured her place among the greats. Her presence was iconic, her talent undeniable. Filling those shoes? That was no small feat, yet Mamie Gummer, who pursued acting at the same age her mother had been at the height of her early fame, stepped confidently into the spotlight. By 35, Mamie had built a career entirely on her own merit. She could have leaned on her mother's name for easy breaks, but instead, she worked to prove herself. And she succeeded, earning recognition through compelling performances on Broadway, in hit television series, and in films. While Meryl's acting style was uniquely her own, Mamie developed a distinctive style that was equally captivating. The similarities between them were impossible to ignore. So much so that Mamie was cast to play a younger version of her mother in the film Evening. The physical resemblance and their shared acting instincts were striking, yet their differences made them even more intriguing. They eventually appeared together on screen as mother and daughter in Ricky and the Flash, and the chemistry was undeniable. As the saying goes, the apple truly doesn't fall far from a tree. At number 14, Goldie Hawn and Kate Hudson. It's hard not to be instantly charmed by the sunshine-like warmth of Goldie Hawn, a quality her daughter Kate Hudson inherited in full. In her 30s, Goldie was Hollywood's comedic sweetheart, a woman whose infectious laugh, dazzling smile, and quirky sense of humor were impossible to resist. Whether starring in comedies or heartfelt dramas, she lit up the screen. One of her most memorable roles came in Private Benjamin, where her wit and charisma made audiences fall in love with her all over again. Goldie wasn't just beloved for her talent. She radiated a joy that audiences connected with deeply. That same light shines in Kate Hudson. By her 30s, Kate had become a star in her own right, propelled by her Oscar-nominated role as Penny Lane in Almost Famous. Like her mother, she possessed an irresistible charm and an easy warmth that drew people in. Beyond their shared golden hair and brilliant smiles, both women had the rare ability to connect authentically with audiences. Whether on screen or gracing the red carpet, their bond, and their shared gift for captivating viewers, was always unmistakable. At number 13, Reese Witherspoon and Ava Phillip. Reese Witherspoon was only 18 when she delivered her breakout performance in The Man in the Moon, showcasing a raw, magnetic talent that made Hollywood sit up and take notice. She had that perfect blend of Southern charm and sharp wit, qualities that led to her now iconic roles in Legally Blonde and her Oscar-winning performance in Walk the Line. By her 20s, Reese had established herself as one of the most sought-after actresses of her generation. Fast forward to Ava Phillip at the same age, and the resemblance to her mother is uncanny. At 18, Ava had already dabbled in acting, hardly surprising given her parents' careers, but she ultimately chose to explore different paths. Now, at 25, she's expanded her horizons, working as an actress, model, influencer, and philanthropist, landing prestigious campaigns, and building her own identity in the public eye. At number 12, John Lennon and Sean Lennon. The influence of famous parents doesn't stop at appearance. It often extends to talent. John Lennon, as a founding member of the Beatles, had already become a global icon by the age of 30, forever altering the course of music history. His son, Sean Lennon, inherited not only his father's distinctive looks, but also his musical genius. Now approaching 50, Sean has built a career as a respected songwriter and musician, crafting his own place in the industry while honoring his father's legacy. At number 11, Robert and Chris Pine. The Pine family's legacy in Hollywood is a testament to both talent and dedication. Robert Pine carved out a successful career with standout performances, most notably as Sergeant Joseph Getrayer in the hit series Chips. Known for his versatility, Robert could slip seamlessly into any role. His son, Chris Pine, quickly followed in his father's footsteps, landing the role of Captain Kirk in Star Trek and becoming a leading man in his own right. Like his father, Chris has proven himself capable of thriving across genres, from action blockbusters to dramatic roles. From one powerhouse family to another, let's talk about the Smiths. At number 10, Will and Jaden Smith. At just 20 years old, Will Smith was already a superstar. As the Fresh Prince, he topped music charts, earned a Grammy, and became the face of his own hit sitcom. In doing so, he redefined what it meant to be a multi-talented entertainer, seamlessly blending music and acting. His son, Jaden Smith, began making his own mark in Hollywood at an even younger age, starring alongside his father in The Pursuit of Happiness and After Earth. Jaden proved himself as an actor. But he didn't stop there. His debut music album reached number 24 on the Billboard charts and featured collaborations with prominent rappers, showcasing his versatility and ambition. At number 9, Demi Moore and Rumor Willis. At 25, Demi Moore was already a Hollywood powerhouse, celebrated for her ability to take on bold, challenging roles. She captivated audiences with her commanding presence and uncanny ability to disappear into her characters. Her daughter, Rumor Willis, took a similar path, determined to carve her own name in the entertainment world. She conquered Broadway, won Dancing with the Stars in 2015, and showcased talents far beyond acting, proving that the drive to excel truly runs in the family. At number 8, Melanie Griffith and Dakota Johnson. Many people first came to know Dakota through her breakout role in 50 Shades of Grey, unaware that she was the daughter of Hollywood star Melanie Griffith. While Dakota carries some of her mother's distinct features, she has built a career on her own terms, becoming a versatile and respected actress. By her mid-20s, Dakota had achieved global fame, carving out her own identity in an industry that already knew her family name. At number 7, Vanessa Paradis and Lily Rose Depp. Vanessa rose to fame at 14 with her hit single Joe Lou Taxi, and by her 20s had become an award-winning actress, musician, and muse for Chanel. Known for her effortless elegance and distinctive voice, she was the definition of cool. Her daughter, Lily Rose Depp, followed closely in her footsteps. At just 16, she became a Chanel ambassador and quickly built a career as both a model and an actress, proving she had inherited her mother's style and talent. But what about the next generation, the ones making their mark before even reaching adulthood? At number 6, Beyoncé and Blue Ivy Carter. Some children of celebrities step into the spotlight So young, so confident, and with such familiarity that the world can't help but take notice. Before Beyoncé became Queen Bey, she was already a force, dedicating countless hours to talent shows and perfecting her craft, work that would lead her to Destiny's Child and her legendary solo career. It's no surprise she encouraged her daughter's talents from the very beginning. At just 9 years old, Blue Ivy Carter won her first Grammy Award, becoming the second youngest recipient in history. This wasn't just a token feature, it was for her songwriting contributions to Brown Skin Girl. Beyond awards, Blue has already proven herself as a natural performer, stealing the spotlight during her mother's Cowboy Carter tour with stage presence and dance moves reminiscent of Beyoncé herself. She carries the Carter family's creative legacy with grace and confidence, handling fame with a maturity far beyond her years. And considering she's done all this before even reaching high school, one can only imagine what she'll achieve next. At number 5, Cindy Crawford and her daughter, Kaya Gerber. Cindy Crawford wasn't just a supermodel, she was the supermodel. In the late 80s and early 90s, she became one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, gracing countless magazine covers, dominating fashion runways, and redefining beauty standards with her signature mole and all-American look. She was more than a model, she was a cultural icon. Her career was marked not only by her flawless beauty, but also by her professionalism, business acumen, and the way she brought personality into an industry often criticized for being superficial. Cindy had a magnetic presence. Whether in high-fashion editorials or walking the Victoria's Secret runway, she commanded attention without even trying. Enter Kaya Gerber, Cindy's daughter, who has been widely regarded as one of the most successful second-generation models of her era. By her late teens, Kaya had already walked for some of the biggest fashion houses in the world, Chanel, Versace, Prada, and landed campaigns with brands like Marc Jacobs and Yves Saint Laurent. The resemblance between her and Cindy is so striking that seeing old photos of Cindy in her early days feels almost interchangeable with images of Kaya now. But Kaya isn't just leaning on genetics, she's carving her own lane in modeling, earning industry respect for her versatility, poise, and professionalism. Like her mother, she's proving that beauty is only part of the package, talent and work ethic seal the deal,